Because of the Gemini symbol, I've been talking about twin pillars and everything it encodes. Here are the twin pillars, once again, of Freemasonry, Boaz and Jachin. And then here, what we have is the Grand Hailing Sign of Distress, which is a Freemasonic arm gesture. And this arm gesture is used to alert other Freemasons if you're in distress, if you're in a dire situation. Hopefully a fellow brother will notice and they'll come to your aid and assistance. The thing I'd like to point out, though, is that it looks very much like the twin pillars of Gemini, which corresponds with and rules the arms. And this arm gesture is used and can be seen in some pretty interesting places. Here's a referee making the same arm gesture, and here you can see the field goal post mirroring this arm gesture and the twin pillars as well. Once again, these twin pillars represent a gateway or doorway of sorts. So of course it would make sense that the football would go right through them. In Egypt, this arm gesture was known as the Ka, and the Ka has many different interpretations, but there's one that I would like to talk about, and it's this idea that we all have a spiritual double. The idea of a spiritual double or invisible twin is very interesting and reminds me quite a bit of what many people say about the soul. It's this invisible part of yourself that lives on after your physical body has died. And the Egyptians had various rituals and beliefs around this, but very quickly, I'll go over this example that it reminded me of. And of all places, it was on The Simpsons. So in one episode, Bart sells his soul to Milhouse. He realizes something is off and he feels different, and so he wants to reunite with his soul. In it, he has a nightmare where he goes to a far off land, all of his friends are there, and they're all playing with their invisible twin or spiritual double. Here you can see the twins playing with their spiritual doubles. Here you can see Milhouse with his soul and Bart's soul because he sold it to him. Bart's left without a partner, and he's really feeling it because he feels all alone, like something is missing. After a few twists and turns, Bart reunites with his spiritual double or invisible twin, and all is well. In my opinion, the reason why I love this so much is because it shows you a visual representation of your invisible twin or double. This is perhaps one of the most full, practical things you can take away from Gemini symbolism. I believe Gemini is speaking to the relationship we have with ourselves. And if you want to look at it as your Ka, as your invisible twin, as your soul or your spirit, I think all of those metaphors apply, and I think they're all appropriate for different reasons. But the fact of the matter is the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one you'll ever have. There's so much more to be said about that, but that's what I'd like to put out there. The twins not only represent aspects of your external relationships, but also with the relationship you have with self. This is the person you see when you look in the mirror, and the one you have to face on a daily basis. And as they say, if you know yourself, you'll know the universe. Because of the Gemini symbol, I've been talking about